Martin, you're well into cars, and you've been playing the new expansion for the crew, Welder. What do you think?
I am half car. I do have a steering wheel welded to my hands at all times.
You're the right person to talk about this game.
Makes it hard to type.
Actually, we should point out that you did like the crew, which it was a divisive game when it was first released. I remember the reviews being quite mixed. Eurogamer, perhaps one of the more positive ones. That was a piece by my channel.
Yeah.
But you wrote about it at the time as well and liked it.
Yeah, I did like it. We did like it, and I think we kind of maybe stood alone a little bit in liking it because I don't think it went down that well across the board.
Critically, anyway, but
critically,
it seems it's obviously done well enough. One, to warrant Wild Run, but also Ubisoft bought Ivory Tower recently, very recently. We heard the news, I think, like in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, like Ubisoft are obviously clearly happy with their work.
Yeah,
because
so something's gone right.
Yeah, and apparently something like 3 million people have played it, which seems like a significant number. And it's done well enough to do an expansion. I was kind of surprised when it was first announced, to be honest, because I liked the game when it came out, played it a lot last December. And then it kind of assumes it didn't go down that well because everyone seemed to be quite down there. And so it was a surprise almost that they were doing an expansion, but they are doing one for the millions of people who still play the game.
Yeah, I just don't think we need to spend too long justifying that because most of the people that have clicked on a video about the crew Wild Run probably care about that in the first place. So we've got that out of the way. What is Wild Run? What does it bring to the crew?
So Wild Run is like a big, because the crew was originally like a car PG or a MM motor racing game.
Oh god, video games are really bad at having words to describe them. Have you noticed?
Yeah, it's just a big online racing game.
Our fault? Never mind, it's fine.
It is our fault. Actually. I know we should move away from that because it is entirely our fault. We need to come up with better words. Anyway, the crew is a big, expansive online game with cars, which is like an MMO.
Sure.
And so this is like a big MMO-esque expansion. It brings a lot to it, like 4 new car types, I think. I'm not going to be able to remember all of them off the top of my head.
The monster truck ones are immediately just exciting to look at.
They are the chunkiest.
That's where we should start.
Yeah, they're the chunkiest and the most outwardly fun. And you get like a cool little playground thing to play with. Like
it seems to be like very challenge focused.
It's very gamey as well. Like it's really cool.
Collecting high scores and getting extra points for backflips.
So they're awesome. They feel they're really nice and chunky to play with. You get drag racing as well, which introduces like a CSR esque mini game where you basically time your gear shifts, time your pulling away from the start line, that kind of thing. It's like it is very CSR. It's not phenomenal, but it's a nice thing to mix up.
Sure. Both of these sound like extra mini games so far. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, and you get drift cars as well, which kind of the crew had quite a rigid handling model in it. It's actually, I think it's almost quite hard to drift cars anyway. So being able to have more tail-happy cars means it's a lot more engaging to play with. Those kind of things. The base handling hasn't changed that much. So if you weren't a fan of the crew's handling the first time around, this isn't going to change things.
It does sound like Wild Run is a reason to come back to the crew if you liked it originally, not the reason to play it if you didn't like the crew.
Yeah, totally. Like so, there's enough cool new stuff in there to get lapsed players like me because I played it in December for like 20-30 hours. Haven't really gone back since, but I'm going to play it again for 10-15 hours. And so it's enough of that. I don't think it's going to substantially change anyone's opinion of the crew, though.
One of the things I do like, I think we should point out, is something that it's bringing along with it is kind of a graphical overhaul of the entire game,
which more graphics.
Isn't just for Wild Run, but also for the base game.
Yeah.
I do like that when games get big expansions, sometimes that happens. Sometimes the whole thing improves as a result.
Yeah, it's cool, but to be honest, because I'm a lapsed player and I haven't played it, I actually couldn't tell the difference that much. Everyone tells me it looks better, but I was playing on PC, and because I was used to playing on Xbox,
everything looks better anyway.
Everything looks better, yeah.
I don't. So all the footage you're looking at right now is all PC stuff.
It's all PC stuff.
So we don't know exactly what that graphical overhaul will look like on the consoles, and in fact, I think the Xbox 360 version just isn't getting it anyway. If there are, I don't know how many people are playing on.
But I think you can tell, even though it is obviously a PC version, so it looks shiny and lovely. Like generally, the lighting looks a bit more realistic. Basically, one of my favourite things about what Wild Run does actually is picks up on what I really liked about the original game. When the original game came out, I just used to really like going for long road trips.
Yeah, that to me that was the appeal of the crew.
Yeah, totally. That is its core appeal. That's what makes it awesome. And we used to basically, when I played it with friends, we'd define somewhere and then just go and just drive somewhere and then just chat. Now you can basically, that's more intrinsically part of it. You can do free drive race. You can basically define your own races a lot easier now. And so that's really cool. I like the fact they brought that to the fore because that's, as you said, that's what makes the game awesome. That's why I played the crew, and that's why I'm looking forward to going back to it.
I remember my kind of defining experience with the crew was driving, like recreating the drive to E3. I'm such a video game nerd. Oh god, I wish I hadn't admitted that.
We did exactly the same thing though. I think we drove across from coast to coast from New York.
We've got the entirety of North America. Where do we go?
Let's
E3, obviously.
Yeah.
The convention centre.
Let's go to a saddle ranch.
Yeah, so you can do that, but maybe it's a little bit prettier this time around.
Yeah.
Although you didn't really notice that much.
I didn't really notice. It'd be interesting to see how it compares once on console.
So yeah, just to repeat, like it's a good reason to come back if you liked it. Not a good reason to have another go at the crew if you just didn't. Probably.
It's not going to change your minds, but having said that, because they brought some of the stuff to the fore, maybe it's going to help like underline what made the crew so awesome. So.
Okay, cool. Thanks, man.
Cool. Thank you very much.